Welcome everyone, my name is Josh, and this is Get Bricked. Today I'm really excited because today is the start of Toronto Comicon. Now, in honor of that, we're going to take a look back at some sets that I picked up at FanExpo from 2021. But Toronto Comicon is just getting started and just heating up, and the event starts today, March 18th until March 20th. Tickets are still available, so make sure you guys come out and show your support. But if you want some convention coverage, I'm talking walkthroughs, cosplay videos, maybe some Q&A panels, whatever else we can find. We'll be doing some filming over with one of our related channels, Spencer, aka Combo from Combo Collectibles. So make sure you check out his channel. That's again, Combo Collectibles, so you can get all your coverage needs fulfilled. But I'm excited because today we're taking a look at some sets that I bought that I still haven't really had a chance to take out of the package. So I'm excited to take a look at those. Now, this is all of the ones I bought at FanExpo from 2021. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of the vendor or the shop where I was purchasing them from, but they did specialize in a lot of minifigures, so I'm sure they do the events a lot of the time. But we're going to take a look at the first half of this set, so we'll save these ones for later. But the sets we have are 2 sets of 5, and we're going to take a look at the first one today. We'll take a look at the second one tomorrow and just jump right on into it. But let's take a look at the ones for today. So first up for the minifigures, we have what appears to be Gogeta. Now this one was actually a display piece that was just on display, and I grabbed it right at the end on the last day of FanExpo 2021. So this one I didn't have to build, but it has a really nice print wrapping all the way around the front and the back and onto the sides of both the torso and the legs, as well as it extends onto the arms, showing off some of that musculature and the muscles that you can kind of see on Gogeta. And with this one, we do get just the one print for the headpiece, no alternate face on the back or anything like that. And this one also includes the hairpiece that is very similar to the one that Goku got in the Dragon Ball Z Gohan's house set that I reviewed from Wish previously. Now, this one is a nice representation of Gogeta, and they did include a couple of just small 1x1 round blue translucent pieces, kind of representing his energy, or as if he's going to do an attack like a Kamehameha, or just doing a bit of a charge for his next attack. Next up, we have Broly, and this appears to be old school Broly with the red, white, and gold. Now, this one is very similar to the one that I got at Kitchener Comic Con that I reviewed previously. So it looks like they may have applied a very similar print to this one. And this one, they do have the print on the front and back of the torso and on the legs, but nothing on the side of the legs like they had for Gogeta. But we do get the print extending onto the arms with the gold bands. And for Broly, you do get the 2 faces printed on the headpiece. We have the one where he's kind of a bit of a more serious, like calm face, and then we have the more happy yet aggressive face for when he's fighting. And with him, you do get the blonde Super Saiyan hair color for the headpiece, and the same kind of sculpt as you get for Gogeta, but this seems to be a very common sculpt when minifigures are being done as Dragon Ball Z characters. And with Broly, we do get a staff weapon, just a very basic staff, and they do have the attachment that you can have him hold it on his back. Unfortunately, with that additional piece, though, on his back, it kind of ruins the aesthetic a little bit, because now he's got the gray piece around the neck. but it's nice that they at least included some kind of an accessory for him. Next up for the minifigures, we get what appears to be Gohan, or Teen Gohan. And it looks like they modeled it after the fight that he has with Cell, because they did add a little bit of like what appears to be blood from his injuries on him. So that's a nice touch that they included that, and it's not just a standard face print on there. And they got a little bit of the blood on the other parts of the print as well. But for him, we do get the print on the front and back of the torso, and then the print on the front of the legs, and a little bit of an additional print for the back of the feet as well. And he does have the armbands on the arm pieces as well. And with Gohan, you do get the Super Saiyan blonde hair, same exact sculpt and coloring as the Broly. So it seems to be a very standard piece that they like to use for most of the Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super kind of styled figures. And with him, they did include the accessory of a sword, probably just to pay homage to the Z sword from later on, but it's nice that they at least included something additional with him. Next, we get one of the most underrated characters, in my opinion, Krillin. Now, this one is a nice representation of Krillin done up in a Lego minifigure. And unfortunately, because they decided to go with the shorter frame for him, he actually does not have posable legs. It's just locked in place, so no movement there. So that does limit it a little bit. But if you notice when I was opening it, the package and the Krillin figure itself, they actually don't have like a matching outfit for this one. So a little bit of a downside there just because I was expecting the other outfit for him. But I do like this representation of his more original kind of outfit that he used to wear. Now the print does wrap all the way around the torso and the legs, so that's a nice touch. And they don't have like really any other prints on the arms. Now they did include 2 prints on the headpiece for Krillin. We get one where he's a little bit more serious, kind of like he's disappointed in Goku again. Or we get the print where he's a little bit more excited, a little bit more animated, maybe scared. Hard to read it exactly because it could be any number of those ones. But it's a nice representation of Krillin, and the fact that you get the 2 prints is interesting, especially since he doesn't have any hair to cover it up like most other figures do. Now for his accessory, they did include a 1x1 yellow round translucent piece, and I guess that's supposed to represent him doing his Destructo disc possibly. So it's nice that they included that, but it is just a very basic accessory for him. And I have to say, one of the downsides for Krillin that they kind of missed out on is probably because of the way that the print is applied to the headpiece. They actually only have 4 of the monk dots on his head, on both of the sides of the print. So it's a little unfortunate they couldn't include a print that had the other 2 dots on there. So that and the lack of posable legs are probably the downsides for me. And Krillin is one of my favorite characters from the show, and I would love to see him get the ability to like unlock a new form or a new ability or a new power. Because unfortunately it seems like they focus way heavily on the Super Saiyans, which is nice, but I'd love to see Krillin get some more representation on the screen. Maybe even give him the ability to unlock maybe a new superhuman form, or maybe let him tap into a little bit of Ultra Instinct. And I mean, if he can do it, maybe Roshi can do it. And finally, we get to Trunks, the most difficult one to put together, because if you saw the sheath for the sword was just refusing to go on the back there on the peg. It seems like it may have just not been molded exactly to the right size, so it took a little bit of finagling just to kind of get it in there, and it seems like it's very much stuck in place at this point. But it's nice that they included the sword and the sheath. That way you can have him have the look of future Trunks with the sword handle sticking out over his shoulder. And the strap that they included on there is an interesting piece as well. Now with Trunks, we do get a print wrapping all the way around the torso and the legs, and then we get it extending onto the arms as well, and then we get the Capsule Corp logo on the left shoulder. And with Trunks, interestingly enough, he does have 2 prints on the headpiece, but it's actually the same print on both sides. So maybe just a minor error there, who knows? Maybe it was just a printing error, but that's kind of an interesting little side note. And with him, you do get his standard blue hair, very reminiscent of the actual character, so that was a nice touch. So overall, not too bad, and he's probably one of my more favorite ones from this group of figures. So that is the set of 5 minifigures that I picked up from Dragon Ball Z. Now, most of them are pretty well done, a couple of issues here and there, but overall not too bad. I am finding with the minifigures, like the kind of like the knockoff minifigures that you can buy at some of these stands, Sometimes they're not quite exactly right, but they are still pretty decent. And being able to even find some of the characters is nice. And I do get to add these ones to my Dragon Ball collection, so that'll be a really nice feature, especially now that I've got Krillin, as well as a decent Trunks with the sword as well. Now, as I'm sure everyone noticed, they did come with a couple of Dragon Balls as well with some of the figures. The only one that didn't have one was Trunks, probably because of having the sword and the sheath, so he didn't need anything else in the package with him. But the other four did include Dragon Balls. Broly came with the number 7, Gogeta came with number 1, and then Gohan came with the number 4. And Krillin, oddly enough, came with the number 2, but it looks like he got the dark version of the Dragon Balls. And unfortunately, I haven't seen GT, so I don't know the whole story there behind the other version of the Dragon Balls. So maybe I'll have to check that out and kind of familiarize myself a little bit more with it. But overall, the figures that I got, they are really nice. So overall, I am happy with the collection I picked up. So those ones will be definitely added to my Dragon Ball Z collection. But as I was mentioning before, make sure you guys come on out and support Toronto Comicon. Tickets are still available, so make sure you come on out and show your support. And if you happen to be coming out to Toronto Comicon, make sure you come on out and tell me that you just got bricked.